Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
You are going to find a place with better calls.
Back to back!
On the home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Go ahead. Back with you on the On Deck Show, built by Menards, as we wrap things up here on the On Deck Show and get you set for first pitch here in Williamsport between the Brewers and the Braves. Drive Around the League is presented by Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and trusted contractors building Wisconsin together. The Cubs all over Seattle today. Final score of 16-2 rather. That's not even final yet. It's in the bottom of the eighth inning. The Cubs keep piling on in Seattle, trying to salvage a game out of that series. They're on their way to doing so. Arizona 5-3 winners at home over the Reds today. San Diego wins 8-1 at home against Minnesota. The Dodgers shut out the Pirates by a final score 4-0. We're ready to roll with the game. It's brought to you by Boucher Automotive Group. Start your journey with confidence. We ride with you every mile. Visit Boucher.com. Great setting. This is going to be a unique night for Brewers baseball, and we're excited to bring it to you. And with the play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thank you so much, Lane. And a reminder that this copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority. The Milwaukee Brewers Baseball Club may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And counts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Milwaukee Brewers. Well, Shane Drowan just about ready to finish up his process, getting himself ready to go. What an honor to make a start in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, the birthplace of Little League Baseball. One of the oldest active ballparks in America, historic Bowman Field. So Shane Drowan will make the start against these Braves. Drowan making his first ever appearance against Atlanta. And making his first start since the Brewers were out in Los Angeles. As Michael Harris, the first man to face the Brewers left-hander. Slight breeze blowing out. A couple of scattered clouds off in the distance. Had a couple of different blasts of rain over the course of the afternoon, but nothing that was potentially going to wash us out tonight. Just waiting on a couple of finishing touches here from the television broadcast before we can get ourselves ready to go. The Brewers wearing the home whites, and the Atlanta Braves are in the road grays. Shane Drowan's all set to go. And his first pitch of the night in Williamsport, a swing and a foul, and off we go. It's 0-1. First pitch of Brewers baseball brought to you by Carbliss, premium cocktails in a can. Enjoy every pitch at American Family Field. Of course, you can find it at your local grocery store as well. So make sure you stock up for your next tailgate. Carbliss lists more. Harris, a ground ball to first. It's a fair ball. Vaughn has it. Feeds Drowan to first base, and he beats Harris there. 1 up and 1 down. Ronald Acuna Jr. is the hitter. 3-1 on the putout. The rest of the Brewers defensively, it's Churio, Mitchell, and Bowers left to right of the outfield. Hamilton, Ortiz, Turang, and Vaughn third to first on the infield. And William Contreras does the catching. It's a long travel day. The Brewers traveled to New York City last night after the game. Spent the night there. Brewers will be taking on the Mets starting on Tuesday. First pitch to Acuna. Check swing foul near the Brewers dugout. And it's 0-1. Woke up early today. Bus to Newark, New Jersey. And then hopped on a flight to Williamsport. Been around the area most of the day. As the 0-1 pitch is fouled straight back into the net. And it's 0-2 on Acuna. Here for the day and then fly back to New York City after the ball game. Enjoy an off day tomorrow, and that will be the Brewers' last off day for 16 days. The pitch is down and in and back to the backstop as Drowan threw him a slider. Acuna in the series 0 for 8 and 2 for 25 on this road trip. And here's the pitch. Breaking ball missed off the outside corner barely. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 coming back. Line down the right field line. That'll slice foul. Stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. This ballpark, Journey Bank Ballpark at historic Bowman Field. Been here since the 1920s. Now home to the Williamsport Crosscutters. 2-2 pitch is high, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The ballpark has been around since 1926. As Shane Drowan gets ready to rock and roll on 3-2. He's into his windup and the pitch to Acuna. It's low in the dirt and he walked him. So Acuna is on for the second time in this series, and Matt Olson will be the hitter. Olson at 260, 36 home runs, and 77 driven in. Brewers baseball brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Great taste, only 96 calories. It's Miller time. So Acuna's aboard. Walks have been slightly an issue for Drowan in his first 2 starts in the month of August. Fastball inside on Olson. 1 ball and no strikes. Olson 2 out of 8 in the series against the Brewers. Brewers pitching staff has held this Atlanta offense to just 2 runs.
Experience it your way.
Home half of the first inning, and the Brewers coming up for the first time against right-hander Tyler Mahle. It'll be the second time the Brewers are facing him in the last month. Different uniform that he is wearing. He was a Giant when he faced the Brewers back in San Francisco. Threw well. 6 innings of shutout baseball. Now just 3 hits that night. It was game 1 of that series against the Giants. So Tyler Mahle gets to work against Jackson Chourio. Steps in with a 278 average. 17 home runs and 50 driven in. He's 1 for 6 in the series against Atlanta. Brewers have taken the first 2 of this series. A win today would guarantee them a season series victory over the Braves. Here's the pitch to Chourio, and it's a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Give you the defensive alignment for the Braves in just a moment. As Mahle gets ready to rock and fire in his 0-1 pitch to Chourio. Is a swing and a miss and another fastball. It's quickly 0-2. It's Lane Thomason left. Michael Harris in center. Acuna is in right. Riley, Dubon, Albies, and Olson third to first on the infield. And Sean Murray is the catching. It's his first appearance in the series. Tyler Mahle has made 3 starts with Atlanta. He has been brilliant in those 3 starts. 0-2 coming back. It's hit foul. Spoiled a 4-seam fastball. Stays 0-2 on Jackson Chourio. Not all the way nightfall yet here in Williamsport. Lights have not taken their full effect as Mahle is 0-2. Is a chopper third base side and foul right at Matt Erickson in the third base coaching box. Low lights, so I'm very curious to see once nightfall finally hits how this game will be played. More than just the full-on night, but how twilight is with the light standards. Not quite big league quality. Still 2 strikes and nothing on Jackson Chourio. Mally's pitch is a chopper third base side. Riley has it on a charge, and he throws on to first to get Jackson Chourio 1 away. Bryce Terang hits 260, 16 home runs and 75 driven in. Our quick trip around the bases is presented by Old Wisconsin. Tonight's contestant in the quick trip around the bases contest is Ian Zonk from Appleton. Brewers score in the first inning. Ian would win a $100 Quick Trip gift card. Compliments of Quick Trip and Old Wisconsin. Here's Bryce Terang, and he takes a strike from Mahle. Cut fastball. See that quite a bit from Mahle. Also see a lot of splitters.
We don't have ABS challenges tonight, so I don't know why you said zonk.
Dun, 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 bow. That is away from Mahle with another cutter. ZGONC.
All right, yeah, I got it, zonk. Skunk. I think zonk.
I'm going zonk. Here's the pitch to Terang, and it's fouled away. Had a fastball to do some damage with. Fouled it away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's make a deal. That's the old zonk machine. Come on, Wayne. Wayne Brady, the new host of, not new, he's been doing it for years now. Pitch to Terang, ground ball hit to second base. Ozzie Albies has it and throws out Terang. 2 are up and 2 are down. William Contreras having a great series. 2 for 4 with a run batted in yesterday. It was 4 for 4 in the contest on Friday. Overall 6 out of 8 against his former organization. Contreras digs in, waiting on Tyler Malle's opening pitch. Slightly closed stance for Contreras, and the delivery is away for ball 1. Contreras overall at 266, a dozen homers, and driven in 65. Fighting it for 6 weeks, but he has found it over the last 10 days or so. Contreras takes down and away with a splitter. 2 balls and no strikes. Crowd comprised of all of the Little League World Series participants, coaching staff, families, and volunteers. Hottest ticket in town because you can't get one unless you're in the Little League World Series. Pitch to Contreras is fouled away off of the home plate umpire, Adam Hammery. 2 balls and a strike on William Contreras. Mahle ready to work again. Here's his 2-1 to William. It is down and away. Splitter. Count 3 balls and 1 strike on Contreras. Trying to get Bowers up. And Bowers the star yesterday. The 3-1 is a ground ball hit to short. Couple of hops for Dubon. Sets his feet, throws across. Olsen with a pick, and the sign is retired. The Brewers go in order on 3 groundouts to the infield. Off and running in Williamsport. No score on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance. Second inning in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Shane Drowan back to work through just 11 pitches in that opening inning. He'll face Ozzie Albies, Drake Baldwin, and Lane Thomas for the Braves. Couldn't have asked for a better night. And we had some rain intermittently throughout the course of the day. Put the tarp on and off a couple different times. Pushed batting practice back about an hour. And both teams got a chance to hit, at least see how the baseball looked off of this batter's eye. And here we go. As Ozzie Albies digs in, and the first pitch is down and away from Shane Drowan. 1 ball and no strikes. Albies 2 for 7 in the series. Had a great set down in Atlanta back in June. This one fouled away. Evens a count at a ball and a strike. Of course, had the 2-homer game. And it was in the Saturday tilt between the Brewers and the Braves, including the walk-off home run in the 9th inning. Drowan sets on 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch from Drowan is fouled straight back. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Albies at 252. He's hit 20 homers and driven in 65. Sunday night baseball. The Brewers getting a chance to be in the spotlight tonight. And the pitch to Albies. Chopper hit to short. Charging is Ortiz. Slight bobble. Gets rid of it. And safe is the call. Albies beat it out. And the Brewers holding things up just for a moment to see if they want to challenge. Ortiz had a very slight bobble, and they will not challenge. Albies was hustling out of the box, almost running at the time that he was swinging the bat, and Albies just did beat that throw from Joey Ortiz. More than likely an E6 on Ortiz. They ruled out a base hit as this one is inside on Drake Baldwin.
That's the wrong call. It's just be as honest as I can.
Doesn't bobble it. Ortiz makes that play with ease. And Baldwin in the middle of an 0 for 16 at the plate, drawing from the stretch. Nobody out. And the pitch home is a strike on Baldwin. So an infield hit. If I had a pencil, I'd put it in pencil, but I don't, so it's going to stay in pen, and I'll just have to cross it out if it ends up changing. And the pitch to Baldwin. Strike 2. 96-mile-an-hour fastball from Shane Drowan. Lane Thomas on deck. Drowan got an inning-ending double play in the first inning. Got him out of dodge. Albies, short lead at first base. Drowan deals and misses high and tight. That and all double plays presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee, Midwest's #1 entertainment destination. Slots, dining, sportsbook, poker, live entertainment. It's all there. Endless ways to win. And the pitch to Baldwin. Hit foul. Throw him a slider on the inner part of the plate, and Baldwin hits it on the highway. Small ballpark, 320 feet down the left field line, 411 to center, 328 down the right field line. Pitch to Baldwin, a swing and a miss. He struck him out with a breaking ball. First strikeout for Shane Drowan. Ortho ASAP strikeout #1 for Shane. Don't strike out. Get back to the active lifestyle that you want at Ortho ASAP. See a specialist today at orthowisconsin.com. Lane Thomas is the hitter, 0 for 1 in the series and 4 for 22 as a Brave. And the first pitch to Thomas is a line drive back up the middle, a base hit. No question about that one. So a single for Thomas. And the hitter is Mauricio Dubon, who's had a good series. He's 4 for 8. Now, the original dimensions of this ballpark, when it was built, 400 feet down the left field line, 450 to center, and 367 feet down the right field line.
They think they were the Polo Grounds?
Pretty close. Yeah. It was a poke to get it out of here. This is a ballpark that is celebrating its 100th anniversary this year. Here's Dubon, and the pitch from Drowan. A swing and a fly ball down the left field line, yanked foul. And the count is 0-1 on Mauricio Dubon. Apparently that foul ball hit Tarzan. Me, Tarzan, you, Jane. Drowan takes a look at his runners. And the pitch to Dubon is high and wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. First game played here April 22nd, 1926. The Williamsport Grays and Bucknell University. 1 ball, 1 strike, and Drowan deals. Line down the right field line. This one slicing towards the corner. It's a fair ball, and it bounces over the fence for an automatic double. So the Braves will get just 1 run. Thomas would have scored, but he stays put at third base. It's an RBI double for Dubon, and the Braves take a 1-0 lead. Just barely fair down the right field line. No chance for Bowers in right to try and collect it. This fair by maybe a foot. And then bounced up and over the fence. So now it's Austin Riley, the number 8 hitter for Atlanta. Typically in that 3 or 4 spot traditionally. Riley having a tough year offensively. Here's the pitch. It's grounded. Foul up the third baseline, just past the lead of Lane Thomas. 0-1 on Austin Riley, who's hitting .220 this year with 15 home runs and driven in 60. 0-1 coming. Low and in the dirt, smothered by Contreras. Well, clean right is always a win. Stop by Tsunami Express Car Wash before or after the next tailgate to keep your car fresh. Tsunami Express Car Wash, the official car wash of the Milwaukee Brewers. 3/4 of the infield is up, and Riley will look at a ball high. Riley ahead of the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Joey Ortiz, the shortstop, playing back. Everybody else at medium depth. Here's the pitch. It's down and in with a slider. 3 balls and a strike on Austin Riley. Straight away for the Brewers outfield for Riley, who was 0 for 7 in this series. 3-1 the count. Drowan sets at the belt. Coming back on Riley. It is low for ball 4, just barely. No challenges again, no ABS system in this game. The bases are loaded for Sean Murphy. Murphy hitting just .132. He's playing in just his 12th game this year. 5 hits and 38 at-bats. And Chris Hook is going to come out and have word with Shane Drowan before facing the number 9 hitter, Sean Murphy. Chris Hook seeing something he doesn't like from Shane Drowan, who's about ready to throw his 20th pitch of the inning. Remember, this inning started with a routine ground ball to short that Joey Ortiz had a very slight bobble, and it turned into an infield single rather than an E6. After a strikeout of Baldwin, Thomas singled, Dubon doubled home a run, and now the walk to Austin Riley. So some trouble for Drowan, and when Drowan has struggled, it's been because of his walks. In the month of August, 2 starts for him, 10 1/3 innings coming into this outing. He's allowed 9 runs, 12 hits, walked 7. Very un-Shane Drowan-like. 1-0 Atlanta, top of the second inning. Double play depth up the middle. The pitch to Murphy is a ball down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. So far, 20 pitches in the inning for Drowan. Here's the pitch. High pop-up. Infield fly called for, if fair. Vaughn is in foul territory and makes the catch for out number 2. What a big second out for Shane Drowan to get the pop-up from Sean Murphy. Job not done yet. Still have to deal with one of the hottest hitters in the lineup in Michael Harris. Harris bounced to first, his first time to the plate.
Certainly feels like if he can get out of this, that's a big win for Shane Drowan here in this inning.
The runs are going to be at a premium against Tyler Mahle today. The way that he has thrown against the Brewers this year, the way he has thrown against anybody in a Braves uniform. First pitch is a strike on Harris. And the count is 0-1. Bases full of Braves as Drowan sets, and his 0-1 pitch to Harris. Swing and a foul in and out of the glove of Contreras. Rolls into fair territory, but a foul ball, and the count 0-2 on Michael Harris. Harris 4 out of 9 so far in the series. Lefty-lefty matchup. 0-2 the count. Drowan at the belt. He kicks and deals home. And a chopper foul right near the Brewers' dugout, first base side. Tyler Mahle went 1-2-3 through the Brewers' offense in the bottom of the first inning through just 14 pitches. And he has been a tough customer against Milwaukee in the past, even though he hasn't faced him since 2022 until this year. Here comes the 0-2 pitch again. Harris waits, and a swing and a miss. He's struck him out with a breaking ball, and the side is retired. Drowan strands, the bases loaded. Atlanta gets one. Bottom of the second coming up. 1-0 Braves on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Brewers Radio Network.
Atlanta jumps out to a 1-0 lead. Run scoring RBI double off the bat of Mauricio Dubon in the second inning. They haven't scored any more than one run in any of the games so far in this series, so that's it for the Braves. They're done. They've hit their quota. Jake Bowers leads it off. He's our cleanup hitter, brought to you by Loyal Family Renovations. Clean up any home damage with Loyal Family, located in Muskego, serving southeastern Wisconsin and across the state. Don't let the out-of-towners handle it. Call locally owned Loyal Family for a free inspection today. Jake Bowers had the two biggest at-bats of the game yesterday. Big three-run homer. Here's the pitch, and it's outside. Capped a 12-pitch at-bat. Incredible AB. First two at-bats for Bowers saw 23 pitches. One finished in a walk, the other in the three-run homer. And the pitch to Bowers is high. 2 balls and no strikes. That was a 2-run homer, not a 3-run homer. It's an RBI single just before the home run. So many pitches, it felt like a 3-run homer.
Should have been worth that.
Yeah. Mally's 2-0 is a strike, and it's 2-1 on Bowers. Vaughn to follow, and then Yelich. Each of the last 2 years, the Brewers have had 12-plus pitch at-bats finished with home runs, as the pitch is a ball off the inside corner. Remember William Contreras last year against Justin Verlander, would have been 2 years ago.
Right.
2024 down in Houston.
That was a bomb.
That was a no-doubter, much like Bowers was. 3-1 pitch. Bowers looked at a strike. Took some off. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count on Jake Bowers. Uses his timeout, still using his ice cream cone bat. Still can use those for the rest of the game today, and then they'll be retired. Specialty bats. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Bowers. Malley winds and fires home. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out through a cutter, and Jake Bowers comes up empty. First strikeout for Tyler Malley. Couple of Ks for Shane Drowan in that second inning. All ortho ASAP strikeouts. Biggest one came against Harris, stranding the bases loaded. Here's Vaughn. Vaughn at 305 with his average, 5 homers, driven in 37. Pitch from Malley is outside, ball 1. Vaughn 2 for 5 in the series, 4 for 10 on the homestand, including that series victory against the Mariners. 1-0 Atlanta, bottom half of inning number 2 in Williamsport. Malley's pitch is a ball low. 2 balls, no strikes. Christian Yelich on deck for the Brewers. Deep and straight away in the outfield for the Braves. Play him to pull on the infield. The 2-0 is a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. 94 on that fastball. Malley was only 91 with the fastball in the first inning. He's just getting loose. 2-1 coming back. Line to the left, a base hit for Vaughn. First hit of the day for the Brewers belongs to Vaughn. Christian Yelich at the plate. Well, Usinger's has been Milwaukee's family-owned sausage shop since 1880. With the same great taste your grandfather did, because our recipes never change. Something works, you stick with it. Still made the old world way, the correct way. Usinger's, America's finest sausage. Christian Yelich, 0 for 4 yesterday, his first game of the series. Waits on Malley's opening pitch, and a ground ball back up the middle, a base hit. Vaughn will make the turn and stop. No sense testing the arm of Harris, and Christian Yelich 1 for 1 with Winston, his dog, on his bat.
For the game, he had some little leaguers that were asking for selfies down by the screen during BP, and one of the kids asked him for his bat, and he said, I cannot give you this one, pal. This one's going to stay with me. He said, I'm not even allowed to break this one.
Last year, he used the Bob Uecker bat, had a great day in Cincinnati. Players Weekend, of course. That was for win number 13. Brewers would subsequently win their 14th game the next day. And now everybody that becomes a season seat holder with a full season or a half season ends up with one of those Uecker bats, which is pretty cool. Here's Joey Ortiz. And the first pitch to Ortiz misses outside for ball 1. So 2 base hits by Vaughn and Yelich. Remember, they only had 3 hits total against Malley in 6 innings out in San Francisco at the later stages of July. 1-0 Atlanta. Brewers trying to match it or take the lead as Malley sets and throws. It's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Joey Ortiz at 249. 7 homers, 38 runs batted in. Moving up in the order here recently. The pitch down and away. Looked at a splitter. 2 balls and a strike on Joey Ortiz. He's just 1 for 7 in this series against Atlanta. Garrett Mitchell is on deck for the Brewers, but right now it's all about Joey O. Vaughn and Yelich take their leads. Pitch to Ortiz, misses outside for a ball. 3-1 on Ortiz. Tyler Malley, since being acquired by Atlanta, 3 total starts before today. 3 runs allowed in 18 2/3 innings. He only walked 3 batters and struck out 19. 3-1 to count on Ortiz. The pitch is high, ball 4, and they are loaded for Garrett Mitchell. Ortho ASAP walk. Payne can't wait. Walk right into Ortho ASAP. Same day access to specialists. Start healing faster. OrthoWisconsin.com. Jeremy Hefner, the pitching coach, out to have a word with Tyler Mahle before this sequence with Garrett Mitchell. Mitchell making his first start of the series. Came on as a pinch hitter twice. He drew a walk and then singled in the game yesterday. The homestand overall, 8 out of 11. Remember, the last game of the Seattle series was 3 for 4. Couple of doubles and a big home run. So Mitchell with an opportunity with the bases loaded and only one out to do something against Tyler Mahle. Mahle ready to work, and his first pitch to Mitchell is a ball low. Didn't miss by much. 1 ball, no strikes. A splitter there from Mahle. Mitchell 0 for 2 in his career against Mahle. Slightly open stance from the left side. Big hole on the left side of the infield. The pitch is a ball away. They checked the swing and he didn't go, says John Tumpane down at third. 2 balls, no strikes on Garrett Mitchell. Ready to go, 2-0. Here's Mahle, and it's high. 3 balls and no strikes. Garrett Mitchell, who debuted almost 4 years ago to the day. August 27th of 2022. Just a couple of years after being drafted, having his healthiest season of his career. 3-0 the count. Let's see if he takes. Here's the pitch, and he does take a strike right at the top of the zone. 3-1, still a good hitter's count. So as was the case for Drone in the second inning, Mahle having to fight through some command issues in the bottom half of the second. 3-1 to Mitchell. High fly foul was late on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Starving for some contact in this situation from Garrett Mitchell. Vaughn, the runner, at third. Yelich at second. Ortiz at first. 3-2 pitch to Mitchell from Tyler Mahle on the way. And a swing and a miss at a high fastball. Mitchell strikes out. Got ahead of the count, 3-0. But Mahle comes back and gets the strikeout. Now it's up to David Hamilton with 2 away to come up with something big. That was up above the zone, but that's the pitch that has given Garrett Mitchell fits over the course of his season. Just looks so enticing up there as Hamilton waits and takes a ball low. Splitter just below the zone. Hamilton making his first appearance in the series. 5 for 9 on the homestand. Had a big day in the 22-0 win against Seattle on Tuesday. Bases loaded, 2 out. Pitch to Hamilton is high. 2 balls and no strikes. Back-to-back splitters.
Well, one thing we've seen consistently from Mahle, especially in this inning, is falling behind to these Brewers hitters. We did not see that in July when he was in a Giants uniform.
Barely had seen it with Atlanta, too, in 3 games. 2-0 the count, the pitch. It is low, 3 balls and no strikes. So he's 3-0 to a second straight hitter. And we'll see if he can come up with something against David Hamilton. Otherwise, this is going to be a tie game, at least. Pitch number 40 in the game about to be thrown by Tyler Mahle, and he steps off the back of the rubber, wants to regroup. One nothing Atlanta. Bottom half of inning number 2. The bases are loaded for David Hamilton. Mahle sets to go. It is 3-0. Is a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike on Hamilton. Again, Mahle had walked only 3 batters in 3 starts before today. 2 singles and a walk before the Mitchell strikeout. 3-1 pitch to Hamilton. Fouled back, and now the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and everybody will be moving. Slight breeze blowing out towards right center. Tyler Mahle trying to fight his way through this inning. 27 pitches already used from Mahle. Runners about ready to start. Here comes a 3-2 pitch from Mahle. And a swing, a line drive to shallow right. Acuna on the run. He slides and he makes the catch and takes 2 runs off the board. Nice play by Acuna as Hamilton almost dumped one in front of the perennial all-star in right field. Instead, the Brewers leave the bases loaded. We go to the 3rd inning in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Atlanta 1, Milwaukee nothing on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Goodbye to auto depression. Say hello to Z-Bart.
3rd inning, we've had some excitement at historic Bowman Field so far. 1-0 Atlanta. Ronald Acuna Jr. leads it off against Shane Drowan. And in to call the action, here's Lane.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Brewers had their opportunity to answer in the bottom of the 2nd inning, but unable to push anything across. And now Drowan's first offering to Acuna is a little bit outside with a slider, and it's 1-0. Acuna, a walk back in the 1st inning. Drowan, his 38th pitch of the game, and he drops the slider in there for a strike. It's 1-1. Great atmosphere here tonight in Williamsport. We knew it would be. It is a small, intimate venue. The players are right on top of the field here. The pitch, a ground ball off of Drowan. It's going to trickle over toward first base where Vaughn will pick it up and no play. And Acuna throws his arms up in the air as he runs through the bag safely, as if to say thank you. He had been grinding. He had been 0 for 8 in the series and 0 for his last 12 before that. But Acuna with a leadoff single here that hits off the body of Drowan. If not, Brewers probably have an out of it. And now Brad Epstein and Chris Hook are on their way out to check on Drowan, who I think is saying that he's just fine. Ball was not hit all that hard. Don't say that to Shane Drowan. It was hit 90 miles an hour. But it wasn't one of those 105 rockets up the middle. And again, if that doesn't hit Drowan, the Brewers probably have a play behind him. He's going to take a warm-up toss just to make sure he's good. He shakes his head in the affirmative. And Chris Hook and Brad Epstein on their way back into the Brewers dugout. So a man aboard, and here is Matt Olson, who rolled into that double play back in the 1st inning. Drowan did a nice job in the 2nd inning, despite the traffic, despite the pressure that the Braves had against him, only giving up the 1 run. Felt big. Strikeout of Harris ended that inning. So here's the left-handed hitting Olson. Drowan will pick over to first, and back in plenty of time is Acuna. Whether you're crossing the state line or just going crosstown, Club Citgo can save you money on every fill-up along the way, like 3 cents off every gallon every day. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. The pitch, and Olson takes a strike with a slider that clipped the lower outside corner. And it's 0-1. Olson 2 for 9 in the series. Just 4 for 23 on this road trip for Atlanta. A 1 pitch is a strike with a fastball. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Offense has been the issue for the entirety of this trip for Atlanta through Minnesota, brief stop in Chicago, then Milwaukee, and now here in Williamsport. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled back. And into the net. Sinker at 95. Stays at 0-2 here on Olson. Olson's had another big year in a Brave uniform. 36 home runs. As Drowan looks at first. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back. That one got in on the hands of Olson a bit. And again, it stays at 0-2. Brewers going for a sweep of these Braves. These two teams have had an interesting 24 hours. Drowan's 0-2 pitch. And a tapper left side. It's going to be backhanded by, actually fielded by Hamilton, who goes to second and then jumps and throws to first in time. Wow. David Hamilton cutting in front of Ortiz, who is getting ready to backhand it. Cut in front of him. His speed took him to second base, made a great throw to first. That's a fantastic double play from David Hamilton. I didn't give him a chance to get to that ball off the bat as Ortiz was getting ready to backhand it. That is the speed that you see from David Hamilton on the base paths, just taking over the game in that situation. That's as good of a double play as you'll see. Here's the pitch, and it missed outside. It's 1-0. That's a 5-3 double play with the first out being recorded at second base, Jeff.
It's the only way that double play could have been turned.
Yeah.
If he throws it, they don't get Olson at first.
Here's a swing and a miss for Albies. 1 ball and 1 strike. And I don't think Ortiz is starting up a double play if he backhands it. He's probably just going to first base with that ball.
No, the athleticism from Hamilton on display right there.
Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. He went after a changeup down and away. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. I mean, that is as good of a defensive play as we've seen from David Hamilton this season. 1-0 Atlanta here. 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch is way outside. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Albies. Brewers have turned a lot of double plays against the Braves in this series. Second one today. They turned a couple yesterday. Here's the 2-2 to Albies. And he swung on it and fouled it back into the net. Stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And how about Olson? He's grounded into 2 double plays today. He's hit into both of them. 2-2 pitch. Rolled foul behind home plate again. And it stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Throwing up to 50 pitches as he works here with 2 outs in the third. Pretty good job by Terang to avoid the collision as well with Hamilton, who is coming over to touch the bag. Swing and a miss. Albies strikes out, and the inning is over. That's the 3rd strikeout, ortho ASAP style, of the night for Shane Drowan. He puts up a 0 in the 3rd. We go to the bottom of 3. It's 1-0 Atlanta on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
DesempatE.com to open your account today.
1-0 Atlanta as we go to the bottom of the third inning here at historic Bowman Field. If you're heading to a Brewers game, Potawatomi Sportsbook will get you there. Make any purchase or same-day bet for a shuttle wristband. Space is limited. Visit Potawatomi.com for details. Jackson Chourio to lead things off for Milwaukee. What a double play turn by David Hamilton in the top of the third. Now the Brewers, who left the bases loaded in the bottom of the second, will try to get some offense going against Tyler Mahle. First pitch, a swing and a miss at a splitter down and away, and it's 0-1 on Chourio. Mahle now with 8 scoreless against the Brewers this year. Of course, 6 scoreless in a Giants uniform right before the trade deadline. And he was traded to Atlanta. He made his next start with the Giants right before the deadline, and it wasn't a great one. So they didn't follow up that great start against the Brewers with another quality start. But then he got traded to Atlanta, and all 3, as Jeff has outlined for you, starts that he's made in a Braves uniform have been outstanding. He has been a great acquisition so far for Atlanta. The 0-1 is a ground ball, sharply hit to first, fielded by Olsen to the forehand, runs to the bag, and retires Chourio for the first out of this bottom of the third, and that'll get Bryce Turang to the plate. Well, when the game is on the line, the Brewers rely on their elite bullpen. When your oral health is on the line, rely on a WDA member dentist. To find a WDA dentist near you, go to WDA.org. Turang, a ground out back in the first inning. Mahle out of the windup, brings home the first pitch to Turang. He takes high, and it's 1-0. Atlanta played at a run in the top of the second inning. That is the only run of this game so far. The pitch missed outside. Cutter missed from Mahle that time. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Again from the windup, the pitch. That is in there for a strike. It is 2-1 on Bryce Turang. Mahle had spent 24 and 25 with the Rangers. Of course, he came up with the Reds, was with the Twins at one point. 2-1. And Turang, did he go? They appealed to third, and he went, says John Tumpane. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boy, even on appeals, John Tumpane, pretty violent with his yes, he did call. Yeah, it's very much like how it is behind the plate. Here's the pitch to Turang, and a liner into right. That's going to drop in front of Acuna out there for a base hit for Bryce. So the Brewers have a 1-out base runner, and before Contreras hits, 10 for ID on the Brewers Radio Network. With Jeff Levering and Kent Sommerfeld, Lane Grindle with you from Williamsport, Pennsylvania. The Little League Classic here tonight between the Brewers and the Braves. It's 1-0 Atlanta. Runner at first and 1 out here in the bottom of the third as Contreras is the batter, and he takes high from Mahle. It's 1-0. The Brewers have made Mahle throw a lot of pitches in these first 3 innings. That one was number 50. The 1-0 pitch is fouled back and out of play, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Contreras has been red hot, 6 for 9 in this series. He's driven in 2. Over his last 7 games, 11 for his last 25. Has a home run in there. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Little late on a fastball at 95 on the outside edge. And it's 1-2. Turang with good speed over at first, being held on by Olsen. The pitch is swung on and fouled back into the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count remains on Contreras. town of about 27,000 here, Williamsport. Brewers flew in this morning. Really pretty country. Tons of hills and trees, and this used to be a big lumber town, actually, back in the day. Makes sense when you fly in and see what the terrain is like. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back into the net. Stays at 1-2 on Contreras. A lot of 2x4s started their careers here in the Williamsport, Pennsylvania area. Spin, throw to first. Turang diving back in there safely to the bag. 1-2 the count here on Contreras, who is 0 for 1 tonight. Malley out of the stretch, the pitch. And a chopper just foul at the third baseline. It'll stay at 1-2 strikes. Brewers trying to do what they've done to the Braves for most of this series, and that is extended bats, battle at the plate, get deep into the count, run up that pitch count, and they're doing it to Malley here tonight. Count is just 1-2 on Contreras, but this will be the 7th pitch of this battle. Again, Turang gets his lead from first. And the 1-2 pitch. Bounced foul, third base side again, just beyond the Braves' third base dugout. And it'll stay at 1-2 strikes here on Contreras. It's a beautiful setting here. It's basically neighborhoods beyond left field, left center. Pitch is a ground ball right side, and a nice play made by Albies, fielding and spinning and throwing to first. He had to range to his left. He was shifted the other way, so he had to cover a lot of ground. Ball was not hit. Well, it was hit 100 miles an hour, so the fact that Albies was able to get to that at all is a minor miracle. That's a tremendous play. Turang goes to second. He's in scoring position with 2 outs, and Jake Bauers is the batter. That is not an easy play whatsoever from Ozzie Albies. It looked like that was ticketed for right field off the bat. So here is Bauers, the pitch. And Bauers a liner into right. That's going to get down for a base hit. Acuna on it quickly on a hop. Here's Turang around third. The throw not in time. So Bryce Turang off with the pitch, or off on contact, I should say, around third. And getting in there in front of the throw from Ronald Acuna, and the Brewers have tied it at 1. Jake Bauers, guess who? He drives in his 75th of the season. And Bauers able to get to second on the throw home from Acuna. And here's Andrew Vaughn, who singled in his first at-bat back in the second inning. Malley's first offering to Vaughn is high, and it's 1-0. So the Brewers finally crack the code on Tyler Malley and push a run across against him here in this bottom of the third inning. The 1-0 to Vaughn. That is a strike on the outside edge, and it's 1-1. He is watching that pitch count continue to climb. 60 pitches now for Malley as he works here in this third. Here's the 1-1 to Vaughn. And there's a strike on the outside edge. It's 1-2. Both teams with 4 hits already in this game. There's been a lot of traffic early on. It's resembling what some Little League games might look like, with a lot of base runners. Here's the 1-2. That's up and away, and it's even now at 2-2 strikes.
A lot of deep counts, too.
A lot of deep counts. Not quite as many walks as some. 2-2 strikes on Vaughn. Malley brings home the pitch, and Vaughn, did he go? He did, says Clint Vondrack. Vaughn strikes out, and the inning is over. But the Brewers get it tied on an RBI single from Jake Bauers. As we go to the 4th inning, it's a 1-1 ball game on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family.
Brewers Radio Network.
A reminder from Schneider and their professional truck drivers, distracted driving puts everyone at risk. Stay focused and drive safe. A 1-1 ball game as we head to the fourth inning here at Bowman Field. Historic Bowman Field in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Shane Drowan back out there for his fourth inning of work. He's been helped by the double play ball so far tonight. He's given up just the one run on 4 hits. Drake Baldwin, the left-handed hitter out of Madison, Wisconsin, will lead things off for Atlanta and takes the first pitch a little bit high, and it's 1-0. Baldwin, a strikeout victim back in the second inning as Drowan brings home the pitch, and he dropped a slider in there for a strike. It's 1-1. Leadoff man has been aboard in each of the last 2 innings for Atlanta. Drowan's 1-1 is a fly ball into right center field. That's going to get down and roll all the way to the warning track before Mitchell can cut it off. Cruising into second is Baldwin with a leadoff double. So 3 consecutive innings with the leadoff man reaching for Atlanta, and that'll get Lane Thomas to the plate. Retired veterans can turn to Network Health for affordable and reliable health plans tailored to meet your needs. Find the coverage you need and health plan experience you want with Network Health. Learn more at networkhealth.com/veterans. So here's Lane Thomas, who started his year with the Kansas City Royals, was acquired at the deadline by Atlanta to be a guy to come in and hit lefties for them. First offering from Drowan is a half swing and a miss at a slider, and it's 0-1. Former Guardian, came up with the Cardinals, then was traded to the Nationals, had some good years with Washington. 0-1 is a liner into right. That's going to get down for a base hit. Bauer's charging it. They're going to hold the runner Baldwin at third. And Atlanta has runners on the corners with nobody out here in the fourth. So the double play ball, which has been big for Drowan over the course of the night tonight, he could probably use another one now. Mauricio Dubon, who drove in the only run of this game for Atlanta with an RBI double back in the second inning, strolls to the plate now. He's been a tough out in this series. The former Brewer 5 for 9 against his one-time club. Drowan's first offering. And a high fly ball into shallow left. Racing out is Hamilton. Coming in is Churio. Going out is Ortiz. It'll be Ortiz making the catch. And that is a big first out for Shane Drowan. And now the double play ball could get you out of the inning. So sky-high pop-up, and now here's Austin Riley, who hit in that double play to end the game yesterday in Milwaukee. 1-1. Top of the fourth inning here in Williamsport. Baldwin at third. Thomas is at first. Drowan's first pitch to Riley is a broken bat flare foul up the first baseline. The business into that one ends up at the feet of Joey Ortiz out there at shortstop. So he'll pick it up and hand it to a bat boy, and every little leaguer near that Braves dugout is going to beg for that baseball bat. They're all yelling in. Look at him. You can hear him. Can I get that bat? One of the unique features of this game. I mean, these kids are right on top of the dugout. No balls and 1 strike on Riley. Drowan, long hold. Kicks and delivers. And a swing and a miss. Elevated a sinker at 95 and ran it right past Austin Riley, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. This is not what you even think in terms of this venue. Pitch is high, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. You think of a minor league ballpark, you kind of think of something like what the Brewers played in Las Vegas, or maybe last year in Tampa at George Steinbrenner Field. This is not that. This is much more intimate than that. 1-2 pitch is a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Fastball at 94 up. And Riley swung right through it, and there's 2 away. That is a huge Ortho ASAP strikeout for Shane Vroen. Don't strike out. Get back to the active lifestyle you want at Ortho ASAP. See a specialist today at orthowisconsin.com. So here's Sean Murphy, and Vroen's first pitch is a little high. It's 1-0.
The capacity of this ballpark's about 2,500 people. It's what you get in the New York Penn League, or what formerly was known as the New York Penn League. This has been disbanded.
And this was one of those stops in the New York Penn League back in the day. 1-0 is a bouncer, third base side. Charging's Hamilton, and he fell down. And a run is going to score. Baldwin races home from third. He just lost his footing as he got to the grass. He was trying to sell out for that ball with Murphy running. As long as he fields it and makes a throw, they've got an easy out at first. And there's a bunch of sod that kicked up right there as well. That's unfortunate for the Brewers and for Hamilton. Boy, his footing just went right out from underneath of him.
It's a good thing nothing worse happened.
Yeah. It is 2-1 Atlanta. That's hard to explain, that happening. Just the feet coming out from underneath of him as he went to set his feet to field and throw to first. And again, with Murphy running, that's going to be an easy play for Hamilton as long as he stays on his feet. Now you have to protect from a big inning here. You've lost the lead again. It's 2-1 Atlanta. First and second. And 2 outs. It's unfortunate for Vroen. Here's Michael Harris, the second. Looks at second and brings home the pitch. And it is rolled foul up the third baseline. And 0-1. The way that ball left the bat as well of Murphy, it almost looked like maybe it got the front foot and was a foul ball. But it wasn't. There was no call made. The 0-1. Fly ball center field. Racing in and to his left is Mitchell. He's there. Reaches up, makes the catch, and the inning is over. Well, an unfortunate run comes across for the Atlanta Braves as David Hamilton just loses his footing on a ground ball to third. And Atlanta takes a 2-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the fourth on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
This is the Brewers Radio Network.
We go to the bottom of the fourth inning here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. It is a 2-1 Atlanta lead. And Tyler Mahle and his 63 pitches back to the mound here for the Braves. It'll be Christian Yelich to lead things off for the Brewers. Yelich, then Ortiz, then Mitchell scheduled to hit for the Crew. Yelich with a base hit back in the second inning. Yelich's first hit of this series. Beautiful night in Williamsport. As Jeff told you earlier, there were some rain showers that moved through here on a couple of occasions throughout the afternoon. First pitch to Yelich, misses up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. But temperatures for the most part today in the low to mid 70s. Still had a lot of sunshine over the course of the game today. 1-0 pitch to Yelich. Is in there with a strike on a fastball at 93, and it's 1-1. One pitch. That missed inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. And of course, landed here in Williamsport, and then a couple of buses took the players over to the facilities as Yelich takes low. 3 balls and 1 strike on Christian, where the Little League World Series games were being played, and the guys mingled and sat in the stands, and Miz even played table tennis with a couple of the Little League World Series participants as Yelich takes outside and works the walk. So leadoff walk to Yelich. Brewers have their leadoff man aboard here. That's the first time tonight they've had their leadoff man aboard. To lead off this bottom of the 4th, it's an ortho ASAP walk. When pain can't wait, walk right into ortho ASAP. Same-day access to specialists. Start healing faster at orthowisconsin.com.
Did you hear Miz say he was more nervous playing ping pong than he is when he pitches in a big league game?
I kind of believe it. Here's Joey Ortiz, a chopper to short. Dubon pivots and throws to second for 1. Back to first in time. Wow. A 6-4-3 double play. The Brewers will take a look at it to see if they want to challenge the play at first. That is a really slick double play started up by Mauricio Dubon. Pat Murphy still holding things up. They will not challenge. It took one big hop. Dubon had to wait on it. And really, all of the credit in the world in that double play goes to Mauricio Dubon for making a great feed on what was not the easiest play for him to make to Ozzie Albies to allow him to make a good turn. So 2 outs and nobody on now for Garrett Mitchell. First offering from Malley, and Mitchell scoring to bunt, pulls the bat back and got hit by the pitch. So Mitchell hit by the pitch, and he's going to be awarded first base. Hit batter sponsored by Habish and Rotier, injured in a car accident. The right call is Habish with 13 offices across the state. They're the hometown firm, Wisconsinites Trust, Habish and Rotier, national reputation, hometown service. Brad Epstein walking with Mitchell, who does seem to be in some discomfort on his way up to first base. He is grimacing, and Pat Murphy's out there as well. It must have got him on the wrist area, it looks like, or maybe just a little bit above the wrist, with the way they are holding his right hand, I believe. And he is grimacing in some pain right now. Boy, you don't want to see anything bad happen for Garrett Mitchell. Look at this again. As he was pulling the bat back, yeah, just right above the wrist, kind of on the lower outside part of the forearm, if you will. Just above the wrist. There's a lot of bone right there. They're still looking at him. And I think he's going to stay in this game. So at least for the time being, you like that he feels confident he can stay in this game. And that will get David Hamilton to the plate. Yeah, you were saying, though, about Miz that he was nervous. I can kind of see that with Miz, you know. Miz is very unassuming about his baseball success. He's a competitor. There's no doubt about that. And he locks in when the time comes. David Hamilton, the batter. First pitch from Malley is a strike, and it's 0-1. But I think for Miz, there's a little part of him that is still figuring out how big of a deal he actually is.
I think today was a nice wake-up call with all the kids just swarming him at all times.
Like he was Elvis. The 0-1. And Hamilton took outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I'm guessing what made him nervous was, how much can I really put into this? How do I really want to humiliate this kid, or do I just, what do I want to do?
1 ball and 1 strike on Hamilton here, the pitch. And a liner right into the glove of Albies, who does a little bunny hop and squeezes it for the final out of the fourth. We go to the fifth inning. It's a 2-1 Atlanta lead on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family.
Visit northshore.com.
We go to the fifth inning here in Williamsport. It's a 2-1 Atlanta lead. And back in with the play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks so much, Lane. And Luis Lara takes over in center field for the Brewers. Remember, Garrett Mitchell got hit in the top half, I should say the bottom half of the fourth inning, in that upper wrist, lower forearm area. And he has since been removed. So Luis Lara takes over in center field. And Acuna leads things off against Drowan. A 2-1 Braves lead. Acuna, Olsen, and Albies do up in this top half of the fifth inning. And the pitch from Drowan is a tapper foul by Acuna. 0-1 the count. Quick vibe check. A cooler full of Vizzy Hard Seltzer. That's a big vibe. Vizzy Hard Seltzer, the seltzer that passes the vibe check. So Shane Drowan readies in his 0-1. Acuna looked at a ball up and in. Acuna with a infield single hit off the back of Shane Drowan. He has not been retired today. And the pitch from Drowan. Down and in. Braves will head back down to Atlanta and then entertain the Dodgers Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Brewers will head back to New York and take on the recently red-hot Mets. Pitch is up and away, and it's 3-1 on Acuna. The Mets lost earlier today against the White Sox. White Sox needed to win a bad way. Mets are playing better baseball of late, though. Pitch on the way to Acuna. It's wide. Ball four. Leadoff man is on for the fourth straight inning against Shane Drowan. So Acuna's on for a third time. Matt Olson's hit into a pair of double plays. A 4-6-3 double play in the first inning. And then a 5-3 double play in the third. And the pitch to Olson. Swing and a miss. Fastball up and in. 95 on the fastball from Drowan. Pitch count-wise, 71 from Drowan. He had a touch and feel on-field bullpen, in essence, against the Seattle Mariners his last time. Went 2 innings on Tuesday. Push back to this game tonight. And a toss over to first has Acuna back. Again, his last start came on the 13th in LA against the Dodgers. That was 10 days ago. 2-1 Atlanta, top of the fifth. The pitch is high. Ball and a strike on Olson. The Brewers have done a good job against Olsen in this series. Just a couple of singles. 2 for 10 overall. Ball and a strike on Matt Olsen. Set to go. Here it is. And it's a check swing and a ball down and in. You see some emotion out there on the mound from Shane Drowan. And frustrated with himself and command. 2-1. Acuna leads from first. Vaughn holds him on. Pitch from Shane. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string with a slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes. B for the order right now for Atlanta. Braves took the lead in the 4th after David Hamilton was in pursuit of a slow ground ball, and the earth came out from under David Hamilton and his cleat slipped. Turned into an infield RBI single for Sean Murphy. Tossed to first. Acuna's back. The Brewers have had traffic against Malley virtually all night long. Just the 1 run on 4 hits, though. 2-2 on Olsen. The pitch runner goes. It's low. Throw down to second base is late. Acuna steals second base. Got a good jump against Shane Drowan. Contreras did everything he could to try and get rid of it in a timely fashion. Acuna takes the bag. And Acuna celebrating in Contreras' face. Remember, he tried the delayed steal against Contreras a couple of days ago, and he pegged him. So Acuna went right back at Contreras and said, all right, I got you. Grant Anderson loosening in the Brewers' bullpen. Acuna extends his lead at second base. Pitch to Olsen. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Another K for Shane Drowan. That's his 5th. Another ortho ASAP strikeout for Drowan. And the hitter is Ozzie Albies with a runner at second base. Albies an infield single and a strikeout. Better side of the plate for him offensively is the right side. At least average-wise has always been that way. And he lofts a single over the glove of Ortiz into left. They're going to send the runner. Here comes the throw from Chourio. Held at the last moment. Now the throw to third, and they have got him at third base. Acuna held at the very last moment. Was trying to get back to third base. Contreras saw it and fired back to third and got him. A huge out, perfectly thrown ball by Jackson Chourio all the way home. And Contreras reading it all the way, threw behind and got Acuna. He was running with his head down and then stopped at the last moment, and it was too late. Well executed by the Brewers all the way around. Runner at first, 2 away. Shane Drowan pleased with the effort. Now Drake Baldwin, who doubled his last time. Drowan hits a foul straight back into the net. Baldwin with a big swing. Joey Ortiz almost came down with that looping line drive into left. Instead, Chourio was right on it and made a perfect head-high throw home. And out on the bases for Atlanta. Drowan throws to Baldwin. It's low and in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Ended up being the better outcome.
Again, head down. He was being held the entire way, so that is on Acuna more than anything else. He was rounding third, and he was trying to score, and then picked it up late. Poor base running. Ball and a strike on Baldwin. Albies the runner at first base, and the pitch to Baldwin is a ball low with a slider. Good pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike. It was low, but again didn't miss by much. 8 hits for Atlanta against Drowan. Only allowed the 2 runs. The pitch is a breaking ball for a strike in the inside corner. Career high in hits allowed, 9. That was against Minnesota 2 starts ago. 2-2 pitch to Baldwin. Runner goes. Swing and a foul off on the left side. And Albies will head back to first base. Maybe the last hitter for Shane Drowan, with Grant Anderson again loosening in that Brewers bullpen. 82 pitches for Drowan. You get into a stretch where it's nothing but righties after Baldwin. Ready to go again. The pitch to Baldwin. Poked into shallow left. Churio is there. He makes the catch, and the inning ends. No runs, a hit, and a man left for Atlanta. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Top of the order scheduled. 2-1 Braves on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance. That was filthy. Third tie through for the Brewers against Tyler Mahle in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Mahle is allowed just a run on 4 hits today for the Crew. They'll face Churio, Turang, and Contreras. Little baby shark action going on with these kiddos. Gotta love it. And that's what it's all about. I feel like these kids are a little too old for Baby Shark these days. They grew up with it. All right, 2-1 Atlanta. Jackson Churio has grounded out twice, once to third, once to first. Mahle at 73 pitches, had just a 10-pitch fourth. Things were getting a little sideways on him before he got it back in order. Churio ground ball hit to short. Dubon up with it, throws it across. 1 up and 1 down on just 1 pitch in the 5th inning. Bryce Turang a single and scored the Brewers' run in the 3rd. Splitter's been a big pitch for Tyler Mahle so far, as it always is. And I think we've got some issues with the PitchCom device with Sean Murphy, the catcher. Holds it up to his ear, says, yep, I can hear that one. Bryce Turang digs in. Mahle's pitch is up and in, for a strike. Haven't seen that high strike today. That was one of them. That was nowhere near a strike for Adam Hamry, whose zone has been pretty good so far. And now Turang does take a strike. So it's 0-2 on Bryce Turang. Close games in the first 2 of this series. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. And Turang's gone on 3 straight pitches. Strikeout number 4 for Tyler Mahle. He's thrown a grand total of 4 pitches in the sequence. And he's got 2 outs, and now Contreras hits. Contreras has bounced out twice. Once to short, once to second base. Bottom half of the 5th inning, Brewers down a run, 2-1. And that's down and away. The Brewers lost 2 of 3 in Atlanta. Had leads late in both of those games they lost. Braves came from behind and won. And the Brewers blew them out in the finale. There's a strike on the corner. Ball and a strike on Contreras. The Brewers held on in game 1 Friday night 2-1. A 4-1 victory yesterday. And now the pitch is a foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes here in the splitter. Jake Bauers on deck. He's hoping for an opportunity to hit. Malley shakes once, winds and fires on 1-2. Lined into center, a base hit. Another hit for Contreras in the series. He's now 7 out of 11 in the series. And Bauers indeed will get a chance to come up. Push for the postseason's here. Time for the best to step forward. Luckily, you've got Pine River Award-winning cheese spreads, Usinger's famous sausage, and Cedar Crest, Wisconsin's hometown ice cream. Rest assured that your rotation is set. Usinger's, Pine River, and Cedar Crest, the best of the best. Bauers, the RBI single back in the 3rd. He faces Malley. The pitch is a strike. Outside corner. Bauers' lifetime against Malley coming in was just 1 for 4. Here's the pitch to Jake Bauers. Fouled straight back into the net. He was on it. 4-seam fastball at 95. 2 strikes and 2 outs on Jake Bauers. Contreras takes his lead, and the 0-2 coming. Ground ball right side. Albies had him shaded that way. He'll throw it over to first, and Bauers is the final out of the inning. Had a hit from Contreras. That is all. We've played 5 in Williamsport. Braves 2, Brewers 1 on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Novels.com.
Two to 1 Atlanta, top of the 6th inning. Grant Anderson is on now for the Brewers. 5 innings for Shane Drowan, couple of runs on 8 hits, walked 3 and struck out 5. Grant Anderson will work in this 6th inning. He'll face Thomas, Dubon, and Riley, barring any changes for Walt Weiss. Anderson last pitched in the Seattle series, pitched twice against the Mariners. Last game on Wednesday, a scoreless third inning. He came in after Dustin May lasted just 2 innings in that start. So Grant Anderson gets to work against Lane Thomas. First pitch on the way, and a breaking ball is off the plate away. Ball 1. And Shane Drowan dealt with a lot of traffic today. Had men on base in every single inning. Only allowed the 2 runs. Here's the pitch, a sweeper in for a strike. And Thomas, who had 2 hits against Drowan. Single to center, single to right. Time used. Lane Thomas with a couple of questions, and I'm not sure what his question is. As Lane Thomas is going to go to the dugout, and Grant Anderson is now going to be brought in, as well as the rest of the umpiring crew, to have a discussion about something. I'm not sure what this discussion is all about. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Lane Thomas keeps looking over at Walt Weiss as if to ask a couple of questions. The home plate umpire, Adam Hammery, is bringing everybody together in this situation to have a discussion about something, and now Walt Weiss wants to know what the heck's going on with Lane Thomas.
I don't have any clue.
Sometimes you see a hitter complain about the color of a glove or something, but it's a plain old black glove from Grant Anderson. There's nothing there that I would think of. The crew chief is Todd Titchener at second base. He seems to be kind of curious about what's going on. First pitch was called a ball. There's no issues there. Second pitch, another sweeper right down the middle, called for a strike, so it's 1-1. Is there a question about
the batter's foot hit the catcher, which is prior to the pitch, so we cannot call catcher's interference.
Oh, so there was contact apparently with Lane Thomas and William Contreras. As Contreras was sticking his leg out, he gets pretty close to the batter's foot, but apparently on that take, Contreras' foot made contact with Lane Thomas, and that was what the argument was about with Thomas and the home plate umpire. They can't call anything about it. It is a moot point. It is a nothing call. So the count should be 1 ball and 1 strike. Good usage. Are they going to call it a no pitch? So it is going to be 1 ball, no strikes as Contreras put his foot out there, made contact with Lane Thomas. But he didn't make any sort of stink about it until after the pitch happened. So I believe the count is 1-0. And now there's a strike, and I believe it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Let's confirm. Yes, 1-1. Home plate umpire says 1-1. So they just said no pitch. So it is 1-1. The pitch home. Chopper hit towards third. Hamilton has it near the bag. Throws on the run, and he gets Lane Thomas at first base. Great play by David Hamilton for out number 1. Using that speed in order to get around the third base bag to give himself an angle to make a throw. So Thomas is retired. It's Mauricio Dubon. Folks, don't miss George Webb's double play meal deal. 7 cheeseburgers, 2 orders of fries, just $17.99. Win, lose, home or away. Visit georgewebb.com for locations and details. A wild swing and a miss from Dubon, and it's 0-1. Dubon, an RBI double back in the second inning. He's also popped a short. A 2-1 game in the 6th. Anderson's pitch, a breaking ball down and away. Ball and a strike on Dubon. Anderson's pitch, down and away again. Went off speed. 2 balls and 1 strike. Brewers with an off day, and then Tuesday start a stretch of 16 straight. 2-1 coming. And it's low and away. Dubon was backing out of the box. They checked the swing. He didn't go. Pitch that just missed ever so slightly low. 3-1 on Mauricio Dubon. Anderson set again in his 3-1 pitch. Up and in, ball 4. And it's a 1-out walk. There's been a man on in every inning for Atlanta against the Brewers tonight. Austin Riley will dig in. Riley a walk and a strikeout against Shane Drowan. Braves bullpen. Looks like it's moving, but nobody playing catch as of yet. Here's the pitch, and it is a ball down and away. The way our booth is situated, we've got a very good vantage point. Poor Kent Sommerfeld can't see anything unless it's down the right field line. He just leaned over as if to take a look and see if he could tell what was going on in that bullpen. Throw to first as Dubon started off towards second base. Scampers back before the tag of Vaughn. Kent got between Lane and I to grab his binoculars to see who is playing catch. Kent, I guarantee you, you will not be able to tell who's playing catch until we see it on television. Because we can't tell. Throw to first again is low and picked up by Vaughn. So second disengagement for Grant Anderson. Ooh, you can tell D.L. Hall in our bullpen, yeah, that's fine. Because his back is to us and you can see his number. That Braves pen is a mystery. Nobody playing catch out there yet anyway. Just some practice tossing with no ball. Which makes me think of a story. Here's the 1-0. Is a swing and a miss, 1 ball, 1 strike. Lane, have you ever heard of the great potato caper?
I read about it today.
So I hadn't heard about it until today as well. It happened in this ballpark back in 1987. Here's the pitch. It's up and in on Riley. Snap throw to first, not in time to get Dubon. This was a Double-A affiliate, the Williamsport Bills. Their catcher, Dave Bresnahan, carved a potato to look like a baseball, and he hit it in his glove. Here's the 2-1. Riley lines it foul. In the middle of a bad losing season, he decided to carve this potato to make it look like a baseball. So during the game, he swapped his glove and put the real ball in his bare hand and threw the potato past the third baseman into left field. And the pitch is up and in. Dubon just all over the place over there at first base. The runner on third saw the wild throw. He ran home, and then Bresnahan tagged him out using the real baseball still hidden in his hand.
Innovative.
Very much so. Very illegal.
Yeah, also not allowed.
3-2, runner goes, and a swing and a line drive foul by Riley down the left field line. The fallout, well, the umpire eventually awarded the runners safe at home. The team manager fined Bresnahan just $50 and the cost of the potato. And then he was released by the Cleveland Indians organization the very next day, ending his professional career.
How about that? Pretty high price to pay, and I'm not talking about the $50.
No. He did have his number retired here at the ballpark, though.
That's the part of the story that I had to read twice.
Inducted into the Bowman Field Hall of Fame in 2012. Number 59 retired and hangs on the press box just to our left. The potato caper. I wonder if the throw, obviously the throw was not very accurate. Threw it into left. Time called by Riley. Got to imagine the potato was pretty slick.
Yeah, a little oily maybe.
Pretty impressive.
Somebody went and retrieved it.
3-2 the count on Austin Riley. Anderson. High set. Dubon at first base. Takes off the pitch. Swinging a line drive into left field. Churio can't make the play. Fields it on the bounce. Throw goes to third. Dubon ends up at third base. Riley with a base hit is his first hit of the series. And runners are on the corners for Sean Murphy with only one away. Run and hit for the Atlanta Braves. From a sweeper down and away, and Riley stayed on it, gets the base hit. Sean Murphy had that infield single to drive in the second run of the game in the fourth. He's also popped up. Double play depth up the middle. They pinch the corners. Here's the pitch to Murphy, and it's a slider for a strike. It was the first run batted in of the season for Sean Murphy, again playing in just his 12th game of the year. 6 for 40 now, Sean Murphy. Anderson looking for a ground ball. The 0-1 pitch, runner takes off. It's a swing and a miss, no throw from Contreras. And the count is 0-2, but Riley swipes the bag. They called that pitch a ball. It looked like Murphy took a full swing on that pitch. We've got 1-1 on the count, apparently. Now the infield's in. The 1-1 pitch is down and away. 2 balls and a strike. It is 2-1. Big runs out there for the Braves. Here's Anderson's pitch. Down and away with a breaking ball. 3 balls and a strike. Critical game. Braves win this one, and the season series is even 3 apiece. Then the tiebreaker goes to interdivisional record. 3-1 pitch is a strike. 3-2. Brewers won the season series against the Dodgers. 3 best records in the National League. Brewers, Dodgers, Braves. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Murphy. Anderson into his stretch, the pitch. Got him looking. Fastball in the outside corner at 95, and Murphy is frozen for out number 2. Ortho ASAP strikeout for Grant Anderson. And Pat Murphy is coming out. He's going to go take the baseball from Grant and bring in DL Hall to face Michael Harris. Pitching change in Williamsport. 2 outs, runners at second and third for Atlanta. Brewers pitching change is brought to you by Iron Workers Local 8. Looking for a change in your career? Sky's the limit with Iron Workers Local 8. Visit IWL8.org. That's IWL8.org. DL Hall is coming into this game. It's 2-1 Atlanta, and they are threatening in the 6th on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
For every mile of highway, every bridge connecting our communities, the skilled union laborers of Lyuna, Wisconsin are on the job. They're building and maintaining the infrastructure our Wisconsin residents, industries, and economy depend on every day. So when you see construction signs, orange barrels, and flashing lights, please slow down. Those work zones protect Lyuna's skilled men and women. Strong roads, strong bridges, stronger Wisconsin. Lyuna, feel the power.
What if a customer slips and falls on your property? What if sparks from an employee's grinder cause a house fire on your job site? Unexpected things happen every day, but you can make sure your business doesn't get hurt with a carefully crafted general liability policy from West Bend. Be sure your independent agent understands your business, because at West Bend, the worst brings out our best. To find out more, visit thesilverlining.com.
Fall is right around the corner, and we've got something new to celebrate this season. You already know and love our apple flavor. In fact, you love it so much, we're giving it a package all its own. Introducing the new Apple 4-pack, the same crisp apple flavor you can't get enough of. Now in a convenient 4-pack that's perfect for sharing, stocking up, or enjoying all season long. This fall, grab the new Apple 4-pack from Carbless. Go to drinkcarbless.com and find it near you.
Hall is on for the Brewers. He'll face the leadoff man, Michael Harris. Harris is 0 for 3 today. Coming up for the 4th time. We're in the top of the 6th inning, a 2-1 Atlanta lead. They have runners at second and third. DL Hall straightens up, and the pitch is a bouncer hit to the first base side. Vaughn bobbles it. Everybody's safe, and it's 3-1 Atlanta. Routine 2-hopper to Vaughn. Couldn't field it. D.L. Hall was over to cover. And for the second time today, the Brewers on a ball that goes 90 feet, unable to make a play defensively. That will be an E3. Run charge to Grant Anderson. It's an unearned run. Runners remain on the corners for Acuna. Vaughn was maybe thinking about flipping that to Hall before he had it in the glove. There's a curveball low for ball one. So the Brewers down by 2. Another 2-out run scored by Atlanta. Here's a 1-0. Acuna in the left. Chourio coming on, makes the catch head high. Side retired. A run comes across, an unearned run for the Braves. It's 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the 6th on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
At steam601.org.
Brewers trying to atone for that error in the top half of the 6th inning, down 3-1. Vaughn, Yelich, and Ortiz coming up against Tyler Mahle, who's out there for a 6th inning of work. 6th inning is the Woodman's Food Market's home run inning. Our contestant today is Lois Winker from Holman. Lois would win a gift card jackpot of $250 if a member of the crew hits a home run of the inning. $100 will be added to the total for each additional home run this frame. Visit any participating Woodman store to enter. Service and savings, that's Woodman's. So Andrew Vaughn, who made the error to allow the 3rd run to score, leads off. Mahle's first pitch is a strike with a splitter, and it's 0-1. Pitch counts in a good spot for Mahle. Needed 10 pitches to get through the 4th, just 11 to get through the 5th. Delivery to Vaughn is high, ball 1. Ball and a strike on Vaughn, who's got a single and a strikeout today. Brewers have had a man on in every inning except for the 1st. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike. 1-2. We've got bullpen working for the Atlanta Braves. Fuentes, the right-hander. This one shot to right, a base hit for Vaughn. Acuna over to cut the ball off. It's a leadoff single, and the tying run coming up for the Brewers. Yelich, a base hit and a walk today against Mahle. He's had the most at-bats against him lifetime. Was 3 for 19 coming into the game today. By the way, it was just announced to the Brewers media contingency that Garrett Mitchell left this game with a right forearm contusion. Right forearm contusion for Garrett Mitchell. Pitch to Yelich is a strike down the middle. 0-1. Now
that would seem like good news.
Very good news. 0-1 on Yelich. Malley's pitch. Swing and a miss. Yelich was trying to tie it. Hand almost flew off the bat. Goes to the area where he keeps his pine tar and gets some extra stickum on those batting gloves. Joey Ortiz is on deck. Vaughn at first. And the 0-2 to Christian Yelich. Up high. Not close. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Yelich. Starting to stack some better at-bats. Malley at the belt. Kicks and deals. Ground ball foul first base side. Threw him another splitter. That splitter's been a good pitch for Tyler Malley tonight, as it generally is. When that splitter is on, he is on. He's thrown it for a strike 70% of the time. Not a lot of swing and miss overall, but splitter, cutter, fastball. That's the arsenal. 1-2 again to Yelich. Very high. And the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and coming back. Yelich, bouncer to first. Olsen has it. Throws to first and it hits Vaughn in the back. It trickles into shallow left. Vaughn can't pick it up. Everybody's safe. Maybe that's the mistake the Brewers need to get back into this ball game. Kind of clunky all the way around from Olsen as he fielded that baseball. Didn't look like he had a good grip on it. Vaughn was running right to the glove of Mauricio Dubon, and that throw from Olsen hit Vaughn right in the back. So Yelich safe at first, Vaughn safe at second. The Brewers have something cooking. It's a little hitch there from Olsen. And again, taught to run right to where that fielder is, and it hit Vaughn right off the top of the helmet, right on the dome. Walt Weiss is coming out. Pitching change here in Williamsport. Fuentes, the right-hander, is coming in for Atlanta. Before the pitching change, 10 seconds for station ID on the Brewers Radio Network. We'll set up the at-bat with Ortiz against Fuentes when we come back on the Brewers Radio Network.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Save big on everything for your landscaping project when you shop at Menards. Make it easy for you to enhance your outdoor living space with the largest in-stock selection of concrete landscape block. Ready to take home today. Create a fire pit or retaining wall with our tumbled Belgian wall blocks. On sale now. Save big on your landscape project at Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
All right, if you live in Wisconsin and you're not eating dairy, I got questions. Because this is a state where Farm MacGyver fixes equipment with duct tape and hope. Where farm talkers film chores like it's content. So support your local dairy farmers. Just look for the Proudly Wisconsin Dairy Badge. Then drink the milk, eat the cheese, melt the butter. Don't skip on the ice cream. And visit borntodairy.com to meet the farmers behind it all. Because around here, dairy isn't optional. We were born to dairy.
Pitching change for all opposing teams brought to you by North Shore Adult Diapers. Sometimes you need a change for even the heaviest control problems. Visit northshore.com. Joey Ortiz is the hitter. And it's Didier Fuentes. Hard-throwing right-hander. A walk and a double play ball by Ortiz. 2 on, nobody out. The pitch. Line fouled on the right field line. A fastball to 98 from Fuentes. Fuentes on the season, a 2.60 ERA. He's pitching in his 46th game. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. That one at 99. And the count is 0-2. Luis Lara is on deck. Lara came in for Garrett Mitchell with that forearm contusion. Vaughn and Yelich the runners. The 0-2 pitch to Joey Ortiz. Swing and a bouncer. Double play ball. Albies to short for one. On to first. It is a double play. 4-6-3 this time. Runner goes to third. But 2 outs. And Fuentes did exactly what the Braves wanted him to do. Roll up 2. Second time that Ortiz has hit into a double play today. Trying to shoot one the other way. Couldn't get it out there far enough. That was tailor-made. Now Luis Lara. Lara, 2 hits in the game yesterday against the Braves. Swings and misses. He was trying to tie the game with 1 hack. Lara up there at the left side of the plate. Pitch from Fuentes way high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kids are starting to see some heat from these Braves bullpen guys. 99 of that fastball from Fuentes. 3-1 Atlanta lead. The pitch to Lara. Chopper hit to second base. Albies gets the second hop. Throws to first. Side retired. The Brewers could not take advantage of that error by Olson. We head to the 7th inning in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. 3-1 Atlanta on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance. Brewers and Braves playing in a 3-1 ball game at the top of the 7th inning. DL Hall stays in, and with the play-by-play, here's Lane.
All right, thank you very much, Jeff. Hall trying to keep it where it is. Matt Olson to lead things off against him. Bryce Wilson is getting loose in the Brewers bullpen. But you've got Olson, then the switch hitter in Albies, and then the lefty in Baldwin coming up for Atlanta here in this top of the 7th inning. It's a 3-1 Braves lead. And DL brings home the first pitch. And Olson took a strike on the outside edge. It's 0-1. Kind of a frustrating night for the Brewers. They've had opportunities offensively, only have the 1 run across. 0-1 is swung on and fouled back into the net, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. And you could make an argument that none of the runs should have scored for Atlanta. Even the second inning where they got the RBI double from Dubon, the first batter of that inning, Albies, hit an infield single on the left side to Joey Ortiz. 0-2 to Olson is a swing and a miss. He struck him out. So a strikeout of Olson. And there's one away for Ozzie Albies after the ortho ASAP strikeout. Kind of a double clutch from Ortiz. He took more time than he had, and Albies beat it out, but Joey'd be the first to tell you that's a play that he makes 10 times out of 10. First offering to Albies is a big breaking ball in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Of course, the run in the fourth inning was an earned run, but David Hamilton lost his footing on a ground ball to third hit by Sean Murphy. Swing and a miss at a nasty slider down and away. And it's no balls and 2 strikes on Albies. And so that's a play that the Brewers would anticipate they would make every time. So even though 2 of the 3 runs earned, pitch is down and away with a changeup, and Albies didn't go after it. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Brewers would tell you that all of those runs could have been prevented. Talk about run prevention unit with the Brewers. They are so good at that. Here's the 1-2 to Albies. And missed a little bit low with a slider. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 away. And nobody on here in the top of the 7th inning. Brewers trying to keep it at the 3-1 deficit and put together a comeback here tonight. 2-2 pitch is rolled foul up the third baseline. Stays at 2-2. Drive around the league. It's presented by Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and trusted contractors building Wisconsin together. Cubs winners today. The Mariners had a lot of position players pitching this week. 19-2 is your final in Seattle today. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Albies, hitting from the right side against the lefty Hall. The pitch, caught him looking. A sinker nailed the inside edge with a 96-mile-per-hour two-seamer. And back-to-back strikeouts for DL Hall here in the 7th inning. Ortho ASAP strikeout. Now he's got the lefty and Drake Baldwin to the plate. You had Johnny Pareda pitch in that game for Seattle. Pitch to Baldwin is low. 1 ball and no strikes. That was one of the position players. Weston Wilson was the other one.
Weston
pitched in that game. And Carson Kelly pitched for the Cubs. Carson Kelly.
Nice.
Also pitched. Here's the 1-0 to Baldwin. And he took a strike on the low outside corner. It's 1-1. Yeah, 19-2 the final in that one. Leo Ribas did not get a second chance to pitch.
That's okay.
Week.
I mean, he had a game-winning hit a couple of days ago. So.
And was part of the rally last night, too. As was Wilson. The 1-1 is down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Arizona, they're trying to fight their way into the wild card. They're 2 games back of a wild card spot entering the day today. They went 5-3 against the Reds. The pitch popped up foul and out of play, third base side. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Drake Baldwin. San Diego, Fernando Tatis is red hot right now. 8-1 over Minnesota in San Diego. Mets, Brewers get them next. They were cooled off today by the White Sox 2-1. 2-2. Fly ball left field. Back on it is Chourio. Onto the edge of the warning track with the play. Makes the catch. And it's a 1-2-3, 7th inning for DL Hall. We go to the bottom of 7. It's a 3-1 Atlanta lead on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance.
Local grocery store. Carbless. Less is more. More.
Seventh inning stretch sponsored by IslandResortGolf.com. Escape to the Island Resort and Casino where championship golf, relaxing spa treatments, great dining, and casino excitement create the perfect summer getaway. 3-1 Atlanta. David Hamilton will lead off the bottom of the seventh inning here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. This is the Little League Classic. It's been a special night. The Brewers trying to put together a come-from-behind effort here in the last innings of this game as it's getting past the bedtime of some of these Little League baseball players here at Bowman Field. First pitch to Hamilton from Fuentes, who stays in there on the mound for Atlanta. He squares to bunt and takes his sinker in the zone for a strike. It's 0-1. Riley up on the edge of the grass at third base, anticipating a bunt from Hamilton. The pitch. And he takes a strike. Slider caught the outside edge, and it's 0-2 on David Hamilton. Brewers had the first two reach in the sixth. Brewers have only been retired in order once in this game. That was back in the bottom of the first inning. 0-2 pitch to Hamilton, and he swings on it, fouls it back and out of play. It's 0-1. It was really cool seeing the players interact with the Little Leaguers today. When they got to the ballpark here, guys started getting their work in. 0-2 is flipped down the left field line. Going to be a long run for Thomas. He's there. He makes the catch in fair territory for the first out of the inning. Off the bat, that looked like it could be trouble. It was not hit hard. Thomas with a good first step, got there in plenty of time. And there's one away for Jackson Chourio. But yeah, as guys were getting their work in, players started to file into the seats, the Little League players. First pitch to Chourio, swing and a miss at a slider. It's 0-1. And you just have so much access to the players here. Again, it's 2,500 seat stadium. The attendance tonight, 2,432. Pitch is down low with a sinker. It's 1-1 on Chourio. And so you really couldn't avoid the interactions, and it was fun seeing the big leaguers talk and interact with the little leaguers. 1-1. Fly ball fouling out of play first base side. It's 1-2. And you heard my conversation with Andrew Vaughn. Talked to a couple of the other guys too. This really brings them back to their youth and why they fell in love with this game in the first place. 1-2 to Chourio. And a tapper left side. Going to be a tough play. Charging is Dubon. Throws on the run. Not in time. Jackson Chourio hustling up the line. Legs out an infield single. And the Brewers have a one-out base runner here for Bryce Turang. So Chourio is aboard, and here's Turang, who's 1 for 3 tonight. Brewers have the tying run to the plate here on the bottom of the 7th inning against Fuentes. First offering to Bryce is outside. It's 1-0. Base hit back in the third. Came around and scored. That's the only run of the game for the Crew. That was just his second hit of this series. 1-0 on Bryce. The pitch. And he flipped a slider in there on the outside edge for a strike. It is 1-1. Brewers have Chourio at first and one away. Again, they've had traffic in every inning save for the first inning. But just one run to show for it so far. 1-1 is lifted in the air into shallow left. Coming in is Thomas. He is settling underneath, makes the catch. And there's 2 away. Bryce, a little frustrated. He had one to hit there. Slider in the zone, about thigh high. And you can see the frustration after he made contact. So here's William Contreras, maybe the hottest Brewer at the plate right now. 7 hits in this series for Contreras. Fuentes brings home the pitch, and he took a strike on the outside edge. It's 0-1. Runner at first, and 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. It's a 3-1 Atlanta lead. The Brewers trying to sweep this series. If they do, they will win the season series. 0-1. And a fly ball fouling out of play. First base side. It's 0-2 on Contreras. Fastball at 98, and it was a challenge fastball right down the middle. Contreras just a little bit late. Fuentes looks over his shoulder at Chourio, being held on by Olson. Here's the 0-2. Ground ball past Olson and into right field for a base hit. Chourio turns second. Now he'll put on the brakes. He did not want to test the arm of Acuna. And so the Brewers with first and second now. And 2 away, and that'll get Bowers to the plate against Fuentes. And Jeremy Hefner is on his way out for a mound visit to chat with Fuentes here. That was hit off the end of the bat. Olson went into a dive, couldn't get his glove to it. And Chourio, against most right fielders, is definitely going first to third. Now, of course, you don't want to make the third out at third in a situation like this. But about anybody but Acuna in right field, I think he's probably going first to third. But we've seen that arm on display already in this series, and Jackson said no thank you. And it gets the tying run on base for the Brewers. And the go-ahead run to the plate here in the form of Jake Bowers, who is 1 for 3 tonight. 2-hit night for Contreras. He stays hot. It felt like for the longest of time that anything Contreras put in play was getting gobbled up somehow, some way. Now it feels like everything's finding its way through. First offering to Bowers, and he took a slider for strike one. Lower part of the zone, right on the bottom edge. Good pitch from Fuentes to start up Bowers. Here's the 0-1. That missed outside of the slider. And the count evens with a ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1. Bowers, a chopper foul off that front foot, and he goes for a little jog out in front of the box. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He got a change up, and it was up in the zone, and he was just out in front. Slammed that ball straight down off of his foot. And Jake is still in a little bit of pain as he's trying to walk this one off right now. He's behind 1 ball and 2 strikes, and now Pat Murphy and Lee Meyer are out to check on Bowers. Of course, remember, Bowers had the broken toe that was revealed in San Francisco that was actually a previous injury that he just really didn't know about. And so now he is in some pain, and he is still walking this one off. This is a very, very tough dude, Jake Bowers. Get a look at the replay here. Oh, that one was up kind of on the top of his foot, almost at the bottom of his ankle. That hit him in an entirely different spot. That's not off the toe. That is a really painful spot to foul a pitch off. And he's going to resume the at-bat. I guess the silver lining is it wasn't off the toe, but if it wasn't off the toe, that wasn't where you wanted it to be hitting you. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Bowers. Runners at first and second and 2 away. Fuentes looks at second, and the pitch. That's up and away. And the count is level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brewers have had at least 2 base runners in all but 2 innings. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a fastball at 97. And the Brewers strand 2 more here in the 7th. We go to the 8th inning. It's 3-1 Atlanta on the Brewers Radio Network, presented by American Family Insurance. balls? Back with you from Williamsport as the Braves with a 3-1 lead over the Crew. We go to the top of the 8th inning, and Bryce Wilson takes over on the mound for the Brewers. And take you the rest of the way home. Here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Lane. What do you got, buddy?
No, we're all good. We're all good.
2,432 are announced attendance today. Mike Yastrzemski will pinch hit for Lane Thomas to start this 8th inning. Bryce Wilson out of the bullpen after an inning and a third of clean baseball from D.L. Hall. Did inherit a runner and allowed him to score because of an error. Wilson's first pitch to Yastrzemski. Misses outside, ball 1. Today's 8th inning brought to you by the Wisconsin Laborers District Council. Earn great union wages and benefits building Wisconsin's infrastructure. Learn more, liunawisconsin.org, and feel the power. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike. 1-1 on Mike Yastrzemski. He's had a really good series. Yastrzemski yesterday was 0 for 3, but 2 for 2, a couple of walks in the opener on Friday. Yastrzemski takes a strike on the inside corner, two-seam fastball from Wilson, originally a Brave. The Brewers are in the teeth of this Braves bullpen. 1-2 pitch is high. First 4 years of Wilson's professional career in the Braves organization. Wilson rocks back and deals. And a half swing and a miss. Yastrzemski's gone. Struck him out, an ortho ASAP strikeout. One gone in this 8th inning. And the hitter will be Mauricio Dubon. An RBI double, a walk, and a pop-up to short. 1 for 2. Little League Classic in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Top of the 8th inning, a 3-1 Braves lead. First one misses low with a slider on Dubon. Brewers will enjoy an off day tomorrow in New York City and then take on the Mets. Game 1 on Tuesday. The pitch to Dubon is a strike. Kyle Harrison will make the start for Milwaukee. Dubon put the Braves on the board with an RBI double back in the 2nd inning. Pitch from Wilson is low. Dubon's turned himself into a nice little utility player. He came up as a second baseman. He's played all over the field now. 2-1 coming. That's fouled away. Seen him in every single outfield position. Tonight, see him at short, see him at third base sometimes, second base. Does everything but pitch and catch. 2-2 to Dubon. Big curveball popped up. Bryce Terang, a step onto the outfield grass, makes the catch. 2 away for Austin Riley. Baseball season, better known as Shandy season baseball fans. Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy, refreshing Weiss beer, natural lemonade flavor. Leinenkugel's, flavor the moment. Riley a base hit and a walk today, 1 out of 2. Wilson throws, and this one hit down the right field line, foul into the seats. Wilson's pitch, a swing and a miss. 0-2. That wasn't you, was it, Lane?
No, it's one of the little kids saying, "I see the Miz."
I see the Miz.
0-2 pitch from Bryce Wilson. Just missed on Austin Riley. I went Uncle Lewis on him.
You wouldn't hear a dump truck go through a nitroglycerin plant.
Riley fouls it back again.
The blessing. The blessing.
Wilson winds and fires home on 1-2 to Austin Riley. And it's through the left side of base hit. Second hit of the game for Austin Riley. Been a while since he has had a multi-hit effort, but he's got one tonight. 2-out single leads to Sean Murphy coming up. Crowd starting to dwindle slightly. These kids got games tomorrow.
It's bedtime.
If I'm these coaches, I kind of want to get these kids back into the dorms, get them rested up for big games. Sean Murphy at the plate. The pitch is down and away. The team that knocked out Whitefish Bay from Wisconsin in the regional final, it was Iowa. Came from behind. Iowa had a big win today, 6-0. Pitch from Wilson. Murphy fouls it straight back. Their stud on the mound ended up going a complete game. Only allowed a couple of hits and also hit a 3-run homer. Iowa's got the goods.
Yeah, they've got 2 horses on the mound.
1-1 on Murphy. And he took a strike on the outside corner. It's fun watching the Little League World Series. Teams from all over the world, of course. 10 teams stateside, 10 teams nationally, I should say, and internationally. 20 total. Murphy hits it down the right field line, foul. Bowers giving chase, and it's in the seats. 1-2. Must have expanded the tournament a couple of years ago because I only remember it being 8 from America and then 8 from the international pool. So they must have added a couple of teams. Makes it fun. Sprawls across a bigger area. Pitch is fouled by Murphy at home plate.
What's your greatest memory watching the Little League World Series as a kid?
My greatest memory?
Like, what's the takeaway you had? Like, do you remember a certain player?
Yeah, I remember that old Long Beach team with Jeffrey Burrows. It's kind of
Sean Burrows.
Oh, Sean Burrows.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, Sean Burrows would be that for me. Here's the pitch, and it's high. Jeff was his dad, right?
I think that's right.
Yeah, Sean Burrows from Long Beach. That team, I think, was a big one for me. And then, of course, the Danny Almonte year.
Right.
When he was dealing. Todd Frazier, who's in the building, calling the game for the alternate broadcast for
Tom's
ESPN.
River.
He's down and away. Tom's River, New Jersey.
I believe that was his team.
Yep.
And Sean Burrows for me. He was